Hello everybody, my name is Dewi. Today I want to tell you a new story of the Pacific Northwest. The Pacific Northwest begins 3,000 miles away, to be exact 3,000 miles beneath your feet. Because up from that spot in the core, there is a massive column of magma, which is rising into two massive plates out at the sea. And those two plates are spreading in opposite direction, but their journey is the same. Right now, the Juan de Fuca plate is sliding right underneath your feet. In the exact same way that the Pacific plate is sliding beneath Japan. Now the story doesn't end there, because that plate as it dives the friction and the tap because it to melt. It becomes a pool of magma, it rises to the surface and creates landscape. This process created Mount Fuji. This process created Mount Hood. This process created Mount Rainier. And unsurprisingly, this process created Mount Helen. This process is called subduction. And subduction is about a lot more than beautiful landscape, the occasional volcanic eruptions. It's also about the risk. And in the North America has many risks of that subduction. And what worries me is not only that we're not ready, what worries me is that we haven't actually decided to get ready, and I think you're not ready for two reasons. I think reason number one is you think that you don't know what to do, and I find that deliciously ironic because you just learned in the last 10 years that the act of subduction which we see here can cause destruction like this. That's new information to you, but your true culture is founded in the lasting game of subduction, which is those mountains. These mountains are the reason you stay in Oregon. I want to end giving you an idea of why this is so important to me. I was living in Sri Lanka and we were on hand for a tsunami that was created by third largest subduction yawn earthquake in history, and we worked together for 1 year on the relief effort and then came back home to claim Falls, Oregon. And what really frightened me about coming back to Oregon it wasn't about learning about our subduction zone. It was the worry of this question: can a culture that has never experienced an event this big change anticipation of the event rather than after it when it's too late? And then I learned a little story that gave me a little bit of hope very close to the epicenter, there is a tribe in Andaman Islands that shares something in common with us. You see, this tribe had never in living memory experienced an earthquake, tsunami event, and in this event which took 250,000 lives in 1 day. They suffered zero casualties. The reason they suffered zero casualties is because they established a permission structure generations ago, after a forgotten tsunami. Generation by generation, conversation by conversation, at the moment the name needed it. They knew to go high ground. Never have so many people understood so much about an earthquake as ours. But knowledge is not wisdom until it changes you. So Portland, Oregon, world, and all of us are living in different variations of common sense gap. Never underestimate the will of common sense to reveal itself. It's just waiting for your permission. Thank you.